Hello crypto friends, hope you're doing well. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and XRP on the daily time frame, see how we're doing after the bull breaks that occurred yesterday and what the consolidation looks like. So the bottom line is I'm a bit disappointed with the Bitcoin bulls. We have this daily inside bar forming. Sure, at this point it is very healthy 4-hour consolidation. There's no red flags, but bulls at this point would be hoping for a little bit more follow through on such a clear tightening pattern that finally got that bull break. And we saw the break of 2 resistance levels, but we did not break the top of the bounce that we've seen at this point. That's the most important resistance level. And until that breaks, we are still skeptical of these bulls. So we do have a bull cross of the 12 and 26 period exponential moving average, just barely at this point, but that's worth noting. But the price level is more important to me. If we're not breaking the price level, I don't care what the exponential moving average is doing. So we still have clear daily higher low pattern, anything above 37, actually we'll call it 37.56. Anything above that's a higher low, keeping the bulls in full control. And if we zoom into the 4-hour time frame, we have the double bottom that just formed. Bulls held the low of consolidation at this point, and now they're trying to shift momentum. So again, at this point, there's no red flags on this 4-hour consolidation. We're still holding exponential support. Those moving averages are catching up. It's just a scenario where the bulls were hoping for more. Hourly time frame, in order to change the trend after the double bottom, have to see a break of $4,036 to start to shift this momentum. Otherwise, we just have a tightening sideways hourly range to be watching. So we'll see how we break this daily inside bar, if this is indeed how the candlestick closes. Tomorrow we'll watch to see how this breaks. Have to break 42.39 sometime in the next couple of days in order for the bulls to get any kind of follow through and any kind of sentiment shift in terms of people looking bullish in this space. Obviously, there's been bullish opportunity in the short term, but we need this leg up here into space with a lack of resistance in order to see some solid moves and solid follow through. So I was going through the alert system and I was just back testing and looking at different signals and trying to see, were there any abnormal volume signals that stood out in terms of letting us know before the bull break of that equilibrium occurred. And really what I've ended up finding on all these coins was that it's the abnormal volume that lets us know when consolidation is coming after these bull moves. So this is LTC Litecoin on the Coinbase chart and on the 15-minute time frame, and these arrows are when the 15-minute abnormal volumes were triggered, and we can see that very shortly after those abnormal volumes of these bull moves go off, we see consolidation. And 3 times on the way up, that was the 15-minute consolidation signal, essentially, that we pretty much, what's happening is the bulls use their last surge of volume to the upside to push the price up to its high. That's when the abnormal volume signal goes off. As we know, volume climaxes at the top of uptrends or the bottom of downtrends can signal reversals. And while these were not signaling reversals, they were signaling that, bulls are getting extended. So it's almost like an overbought signal, or I should say an abnormal volume signal at the top of a bull move is an indication that the bulls are exhausted and they have to see some consolidation. This is Bitcoin Coinbase on the hourly time frame. Abnormal volume indicating consolidation on Thursday. Abnormal volume seeing sideways trading on Saturday, and then of course abnormal volume up at the top of that bull move and then leading to a couple dozen hours of consolidation. And Ethereum's been responding the best to it. This is Ethereum on the hourly time frame. Here's our 4-hour long drawn out equilibrium on Ethereum, and we've had the abnormal volume signal the top and then abnormal volume signal the bottom in terms of the last bull push leading to consolidation and then the last bear push leading to a bounce. So checking in on the other coins here, again, just for Bitcoin, this is the range that we're watching into tomorrow, this 4-hour low of consolidation and, of course, the high of the bull move. Ethereum on the daily time frame, also an inside bar forming. If we see a break of 148.50, further consolidation is coming and the bulls have to hold a higher low compared to 128.50. This is still the same little pullback over the past couple of days. So the last higher low on the daily is 128.50. And that's the must-hold level. So the bulls are fairly comfortable in terms of having space to work with on the daily time frame. And this 4-hour equilibrium, long and drawn out. Again, the abnormal volume giving the indications of the initial high and the initial low. We then had a lower high and a higher low. And we are close to the middle of that range, but slightly favoring the bears. Must-hold support is 149.52 and 148.50 in order for these bulls to hold on here. If we lose those 4-hour higher lows, we're going to see a bear cross of the exponential moving averages, most likely, and that's going to lead to, again, more more solid daily consolidation, essentially. Litecoin on the daily, also an inside bar, more similar to Bitcoin in how it is consolidating. 4-hour time frame, didn't hold a double bottom, but didn't get a bear break by much there. And we're still seeing healthy consolidation, holding exponential support. Bulls are trying to shift that momentum. They have to change the hourly trend and break 38.46 to break this little lower high pattern. Very clear hourly lower highs the entire time during consolidation, and it's all about 38.46 and 37.21 in the short term. But again, the 4-hour range, just like we're watching on Bitcoin, that's the range to be watching into overnight, because if we do drop to lower lows, we know that it's more likely than not that we're going to lose the exponential moving average support. XRP USD on the daily time frame, still lower highs, still has not made that bull break, and still stands out as the weaker of all these names. So lower high, anything under 39.3 is a lower high on the daily chart, and our support is down at 3.5. And if we zoom into the 4-hour time frame and compare it to the other names that we've looked at, really just not seeing anywhere near the strength. And unless we break 393, the bulls aren't proving anything to us. So that's where we stand with all these names heading into tomorrow. It's all about healthy 4-hour consolidation. If this point, if you are not already in a bearish position, don't really like bearish entries at this point. I would be looking for a lower high top fishing as the only play. Otherwise, I'd be patiently waiting for a tightening equilibrium, and pretty much that's the only hope for the bears at this point, is that we fail. If Bitcoin tries to bounce and can't break 40.88 and then rolls over and gives us a lower high and lower low, that's going to give us daily consolidation on Bitcoin. So if sitting all cash, probably a place to remain patient at this point, as there's no clear setups just yet, and waiting to see how these 4-hour channels break into tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the comments over the weekend. Certainly a lot of them. I went through and read them all. I don't respond to all of them because that would take up my entire life, but I certainly enjoy hearing from you, and a lot of you have a lot of good points. So appreciate the discussion. Do good things, and we'll see you tomorrow.
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two.